How many genders are there?
I don't know. I just got here.
You know, it sounds crazy, but trans women can produce milk to feed a baby.
That is crazy.
Here's how. Step 1, you must grow your coconuts. After about 3 to 5 years of estrogen, you will have fully functional milk ducts from which you can feed a baby. So once your coconuts are grown, it is time to start producing milk. Now, normally getting pregnant would trigger milk production, but since trans women can't get pregnant, we must do it another way. Turns out this is not all that difficult to do. Just add a few extra hormones and supplements and pump your coconuts regularly, and you will start producing milk.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Now, I can already see the criticisms, the comments coming through. There's no way this milk is safe to drink or nutritious or healthy, but it is scientifically proven to be.
I don't believe you.
The one caveat is that a trans woman might not be able to produce enough milk to feed the baby, but what is produced is healthy and can always be supplemented with formula. Ultimately, the act of feeding your child yourself is affirming to anyone, not just trans people. It also helps the child form a secure attachment to their parent. And for the record, I have no interest in having kids or producing milk. I just think it's cool that you can do this in the first place.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh lord, I don't even know where to start on this one. Right, so on paper it may be possible for men to lactate through self-induced lactation, I get that. But overall that just can't be healthy for the man or the baby, can it? Let's be honest. And also, those studies have shown that men just don't produce enough volume of milk to supply a baby on a daily basis. But you know what? That's what we have formula for. I'm grossed out even talking about this. This isn't a conversation that we should be having in 2024. But yeah, here we are. There's just no reason for a man to be breastfeeding a baby. I mean, it really is enough to make one think, are they doing it to feed the infant, or are they doing it just to feed their dysphoria? It's just another case of just because you could doesn't mean you should. It's not natural, and we just need the asylums to come back.
Why do you have to give them hormones to make them more of a girl?
Because... I'm sorry, can you expand on the question?
It's a simple question. If you say that the child thinks it's a girl, so you're going to give the child hormones.
Mm-hmm.
If the child thinks it's a girl, let it be a girl. Like, you don't have, why are you adding hormones? If you're shooting hormones into a child and you're affecting the child's development, you're saying that's not a choice. That's nonsense. Of course it's a choice. You're choosing to chemically change this child's body. You're choosing to inject things into this child's body on a regular basis that are going to radically affect the physical development of their body.
Yeah.
And you're saying that this isn't a choice. Well, it's definitely a choice to do that.
I have a friend who has a trans kid. Don't know the kid's exact age, but, you know, we're in the age range that we're talking about. And, you know, he's explained that, like, well, you know, my child from a very young age consistently, like, said, I am a girl, and has never contradicted themselves, never changed their mind. And so the humane thing, and the thing that he felt was good to do as a parent, was to, like, embrace that choice on his child's part.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
No, it's not right. It's fucked up, and you should just leave kids alone. Leave kids out of this. Just let them be kids. I've known of little boys that have wanted to play with girls' toys, so they thought that they needed to be a girl, so they said that they wanted to be a girl, so they can then play with those toys. Kids just don't know what they want, especially when it comes to making massive life-changing decisions like this.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to get a tattoo?
I'm gonna say no.
Probably not.
No. It's probably too young to make decisions.
It's a pretty permanent decision. They can't make the decision for themselves yet. Something permanent on their body.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
Yes.
Yes.
And I understand how that sounds really hypocritical.
Yes, it's a permanent change on their body, but I think that at that point in their life, they probably know who they are, who they want to be.
And you think so at 12 years old?
Yes.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
Yes, because that's not a permanent decision.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
When you get puberty blockers, for a lot of kids that's like life-saving, is keeping them from having to go through a puberty. I think puberty blockers are a great sort of like middle ground to allow a child to better understand themselves without having to make decisions like surgery or doing nothing and having to live through a puberty that they don't identify with.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Yeah, so these melons would rather die on that hill and be a hypocrite, a self-proclaimed hypocrite, than just admit the truth and what's common sense. It's just idiotic virtue signaling. It's complete lunacy and a complete delusion.
The only masculinity that's toxic is when a man thinks he's a woman.
You can always predict exactly who is going to latch onto the latest claim. When, for instance, the big bearded man with male genitalia wins the women's weightlifting competition, you can predict with 100% accuracy who is going to say, yeah, what's the problem with that? And the people who are going to say, I'm not sure Clive, the big weightlifter, should be winning the women's category. You can predict it. And the people who say, why have you got a problem with that, bigot, are always the same people who believed in the past that our societies needed to be pulled apart in another fashion. And now they'd like to do it in this fashion.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
Can men menstruate?
I mean, I don't know. It's a scary question.
Yes. Yes. I would say yes.
No.
No. What do you think?
No.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say so.
We're not going to answer the question.
Why is that?
I feel like you're prying for us to say something controversial, but we're not going to get involved.
Is it okay? So it's a controversial question.
I don't know.
Can men menstruate?
Can men what?
What?
No. No.
Period.
No. What the man? We don't think like that. And it's only two genders.
That's a fact.
Don't. You're being a white man and don't. I followed all of your shit. Like,
What would you do if you were this cop?
Why are you driving in the wrong way of traffic?
no, I just got changed around. I just moved here like 2 months ago.
Miss Perry? Am I?
Well, I'm non-binary, so
Hey, I'm smelling alcohol.
I know.
With your arms by your side, just like this, ma'am.
Can you not call me ma'am, please?
I'm trying my hardest.
Okay, well,
Okay.
it means a lot to me.
I'm trying my
I don't
hardest.
feel like a man, so
Okay.
it's kind of triggering.
We do not care.
No, but I just want to tell you that I suffer from really bad anxiety, especially with generational trauma and PTSD around white people and cops. Like,
Go ahead and place your hands behind your back.
don't, dude.
Don't make it hard.
Please.
Don't make it hard.
No,
Don't.
you're.
Bye. Go home to mommy.
One can only hope that might have been a humbling experience for her, but I doubt it. Now the cop was more patient than I would have been, and if you break the law, all of your privileges go out the window. You're fucked up, take it on the chin and deal with it. And FYI, if you're a drink driver, you're a scumbag.
Who are the biggest funders of the radical transgender movement in America are actually Chinese-based billionaires. One of them is Roy Singham. His organization, through the People's Forum, has done a lot. The other one is Joe Tsai. Joe Tsai is the co-founder of Alibaba.
Are either of them just big fans of trans?
They are not trans themselves. There's
Yeah.
no evidence they have family members that are trans. But here, I think, is the kicker, Glenn. Both of them advocate strongly for these rights in the United States. They never bring them up in China. Both of them take pro-CCP positions. To toe the party line, there's no divergence. And the CCP has said they don't even want effeminate characters on television because it's going to demasculate China. So it seems to me quite absurd to say, I love the CCP, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But I'm in favor of these trans rights. I think the more logical explanation is they view this as a form of warfare against the United States.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
I mean, yeah, it doesn't hardly surprise me anymore in this post-digital age where invasions can hardly be carried out with boots on the ground anymore. And with the fentanyl crisis and the immigration crisis, it's not hard to believe that China would see something like this as a form of invasion and a way to destabilize the West. And that's exactly one of the reasons why we need to keep pushing back against this nonsense. For as the saying goes, hard times create strong men and strong men create good times. Good times create weak men and weak men create hard times. And we are currently in the weak men create hard times situation, and it needs to change. Anyway, we're pretty much at the end of another video. I'm going to leave you with a clip now that pretty much proves that children can't make logical, sound decisions for themselves. So thank you for watching, and check it out.
$1,000 cash, or, wait a minute, this, 2 out of the box Oreo cookies. Huh? Are you sure? Yes. That's $10,000 cash. Do you want the Oreo cookies? Are you sure? Yes. Okay, go ahead.